Now, in meeting together with your group, make a list of everybody who's attending so that you will have a sort of membership list of your Grace Walk group. You need to know who's in. And I would say encourage folks and say, ask them, are you going to be here? Are you signing up for this group and this study? Because if you've been to a Grace Walk conference, you know that if you only get bits and pieces of it, you're not going to get the complete and full picture of the content. So I realize it's not like a legalistic demand where people have to come every week for every study, but you do want to know that people are committed to the whole study so that you have a sense of who your group is. And as you meet together with that group, you'll have a list of names. And in a sense, it's like you take on a pastoral approach in leading your group. Be aware of the needs in your group. If somebody's out, find out what's going on. You should be in contact with your group well enough. You're going to develop relationships, remember. And so know what the needs are in your group so that you can stay in contact and encourage them and lift them up. And also in between group meetings, you'll be able to speak with folks if they call and answer their questions about what you might have seen on the video the week before. It's not a complicated thing. It's going to flow out of you, trust me. And it's okay if somebody asks you a question and you don't know the answer to say, it's a good question, I don't know. We'll have to get back to you on that. Maybe you'll say, hey, we need to email Steve with that question and find out because I don't know the answer to it. It's okay. You don't have to have all the answers, but just make yourself available to people to encourage them and to be there and to discuss their questions with them. Now, so make a list of the people that are coming so you'll know who's coming. Now I'm going to ask you to do several things in relation to your relationship to Grace Walk Ministries. I'd like you to get the names and addresses of the people in your group and email them to us so that we can add them to our mailing list. That way they will get the Grace Vine. You see, we're moving forward in this revolution, this grace revolution together, and we want to expose these folks to the message as many times and as many ways as we can. And so if you'll give us their name and address, we'll be able to provide the Grace Vine for them and get them on the mailing list. Find out in your group who's read Grace Walk, my first book already, and that'll give you an idea of where they are. Some folks will be further along in their understanding than others. Some will have zero understanding. That's okay. That's why we're starting with the Grace Walk Conference material, but find out about that. Now, here's something else I want to ask you to do. I want to ask you, it's not compulsory, but I'm going to ask you if in your Grace Walk group you would put out some sort of collection thing, like a plate or basket or whatever, for folks to give a donation that you'll regularly send. I don't care how you do it, if you do it weekly, monthly, whatever, to Grace Walk Ministries. You say, oh, there it goes. I knew he was going to hit us on the money sooner or later. Listen, I'm saying it's a voluntary thing, but do you know that we share this message of the Grace Walk in places all around the world where there is no money? Right now, there are 135,000 Grace Walk, Grace Rules books in the Mandarin language in China circulating in the underground church. They don't buy those. Right now, we've got probably 50 to 60,000 Grace Walk, Grace Rules books circulating in Latin America in Spanish. They don't pay for those. We've got books in languages around the world, in Russia, and go on the website, you can see the languages. And in 98% of the places where the books are provided, where material is provided, there is no compensation for the materials. There is a cost, on the other hand, to produce those materials. So again, I'm appealing to your heart here. I'm not trying to say you have to do this, but I'm saying if you want to spread the message, not only in your own little group, but around the world, then just take up a donation. Send it to Grace Walk Ministries. It'll at 100 cents on the dollar goes to Grace Walk Ministries, and it'll be used to spread the message around the world. If they want to make checks, they can make the check payable to Grace Walk Ministries, or if they give cash, just stick it in an envelope. However you want to do it, send it. But I would encourage you to do that at least monthly. If you want to do it weekly, that's fine. Send it at least monthly, and that way you'll be able to help us share this message in places, as I said, where they don't have the money to even buy their own necessary materials. In addition to foreign missions, we're sending materials into prisons and in a lot of places where folks don't have the money. So I'm assuming your heart's with me on this. And if you know anything about me, and if you read my newsletter, and you do, you know that I don't badger people for money. But hey, you belong to the team now. And so I don't hesitate to say to you, help raise money to get this message out. I do it, and I'm asking you to help do it so that we can get this message out there. As a part of the Grace Walk team, I hope you're happy to do that. All right, so You're meeting with your group, then you're going through the materials, and then the last component after the study time is just fellowship, just hanging out together. Remember, this is about relationships, so build team spirit among your Grace Walk group. I would encourage you sometimes get together other than just for your study, your weekly study time. By the way, how often do you need to meet? I would recommend you try to meet weekly. Some people won't meet every week because they just can't. They might meet every other week. That's fine. There's no hard and fast rules about this. There is a hard and fast rule about the materials you use. You must use Grace Walk resources and materials, and you need to go through it in the order I'm prescribing. And there's a reason for that. I want to preserve the purity of the messages that's being shared. Again, I won't go back and rehash earlier videos, but if you're going to share the Grace Walk message under the umbrella of Grace Walk Ministries, then I think that it's important that we agree, and you agree, to follow the order and use the materials that we recommend. A lot of good ministries have materials about the subject of who we are in Christ, and if you want to start a group and do that, as I've said before, you can do that, but not as a Grace Walk group. But I don't need to re-defend that to you again, do I? But as far as how often you meet and all these other things, listen, there's flexibility in that. You're under grace. So I do encourage you, though, outside of your group meetings, to get to know the people. Get them together in groups. Why don't you do some fun things together as a group and build that team spirit, that camaraderie, that oneness, that fellowship, that koinonia. And that's where the environment will emerge in which real life-giving ministry can take place. Well, I don't know how much time has passed, but I think I'm going to stop right there for now. I know I've gone well beyond the time that I can upload in one video, so there will be an abrupt cutoff in the middle of this, I'm sure, and then we'll pick up and go again. But anyway, that gives you an idea of where we are. So get rolling with it. Collect your names. Again, if you've not given me your name, address, and phone number, please make sure I have that. Look down below at that list of names, and if your name's not on it, you need to put your name on. If you're definitely in, we need to know that so we can get you up on the website. And get the names of the people in your group, send those so we can add them to the mailing list, and we'll get this thing rolling. Thanks for being a part of this. Email me with questions you have, and I'll answer them here on this video blog. And just praying for you that the Lord will bless you, and you'll be enthused and empowered and excited as we move forward. God is bringing in a grace revolution, and you're a part of it, and I'm thankful for that. God bless you now. Talk to you later.